Today's discussion will be a quick discussion on who the two witnesses are that the Mashiach spoke of that will come in the last days. And the question is, are they named and where they can be found? And who is it who names them? So what I have here, I'm reading out of my small book. We have the Apocalypse of Peter. So this is when Peter speaks to the Mashiach because he wanted to discover, about the last days and his second coming. So I will go right to 14. It says, Chanuk and Eliyahu. Now Chanuk is Enoch and Eliyahu is Elijah. So right there it says Chanuk and Eliyahu shall be sent to teach them that this is the deceiver which must come into the world and do signs and wonders to deceive. And therefore shall they that die by his hand be martyrs, and shall be reckoned among the good and righteous martyrs who have pleased Elohim in their life. He showed me in his right hand the souls of all men, and on the palm of his right hand the image of which shall be accomplished at the last days, and how the righteous and the sinners shall be separated, and how they do are upright in heart, and how the evildoers shall be rooted out to all eternity. We beheld how the sinners wept in great affliction and sorrow, until all that saw it with their eyes wept, whether righteous or angels, and he himself also. And I asked him and said to him, Adonai, suffer me to speak your word concerning the sinners. It were better for them if they had not been created. And the Savior answered and said to me, Kepha, wherefore do you speak thus, that not to have been created were better for them? You resist Elohim. You would not have more compassion than he for his image, for he has created them and brought them forth out of not being. Now because you have seen the lamentation which shall come upon the sinners in the last days, therefore is your heart troubled. But I will show you their works, whereby they have sinned against El Elon. Behold, now what shall come upon them in the last days, when the Elohim comes. From the east to the west shall all the children of men be gathered together before my Father that lives forever. Now that again right there, that's the Messiah saying his Father, meaning that he himself is not God. He's saying that he has a Father which is God. And he shall command Sheol to open. Do you understand? He said his Father shall command Sheol to open its bars of adamant, and give up all that is therein. And the wild beast and the fowls he shall command to restore all the flesh they have devoured, because he wills that men should appear, for nothing perishes before Elohim. That means everybody who was eaten by an animal, you're coming right back. Simple as that. Elohim And nothing is impossible. Do you understand? Nothing is impossible with God. Because all things are His. For all things come to pass on the day of decision, on the day of judgment, at the word of Elohim, and as all things were done when He created the world and commanded all that is therein, it was done. Even so shall it be in the last days. For all the things of Adam prophesy upon several bones, and say to the bones, bone to bone, in joints, sinew, nerves, flesh, and skin, and hair thereupon, and soul, and ruach, and soul, and ruach shall the great Uriel give them at the commandment of Elohim. For him has Elohim set over the rising again of the dead at the day of judgment. Behold and consider the corns of the wheat and what are sown in the earth. As things dry and without soul do men sow them in the earth, and they live again and bear fruit, and the earth restores them as a pledge entrusted to it. And this that dies, that is sown as seed in the earth, and shall become alive and be restored to life, is man. How much more shall Elohim raise up on the day of decision them that believe in him and are chosen of him, for whose sake he made the world. All things shall the earth restore on the day of decision, for it is also shall be judged with them, and heaven with it. And this shall come at the day of judgment upon that have fallen away from faith in Elohim, and that have committed sin, floods, cataracts. A fire shall be let loose, and darkness and obscurity shall come up and clothe and veil the whole world, and the waters shall be changed and turned into coals of fire, and all that is in them shall burn, and the sea shall become fire. Under the heaven shall be a sharp fire that cannot be quenched, and flows to fulfill the judgment of wrath. And the stars shall fly into pieces by flames of fire, as if they had been created, and the expanse of the heaven shall pass away for lack of water, and shall be as though it had not been. And the lightnings of heaven shall be no more, and by their enchantment they shall frighten the world. The ruach cloth also of the dead bodies shall be like the lightnings, and shall become fire at the commandment of Elohim. And so soon as the whole creation dissolves, the men that are in the east shall flee to the west. They that are in the south shall flee to the north. And in all places shall the wrath of the fearful fire overtake them, and an unquenchable flame driving them shall bring them to the judgment of wrath, to the stream of unquenchable fire, and flows flaming with fire. And when the waves thereof part themselves one from another, burning, there shall be a great gnashing of teeth among the children of men. Then shall they behold me coming upon an eternal cloud of brightness, and of angels of Elohim that are with me shall sit upon the throne of glory at the right hand of my heavenly Father. And he shall set a laurel wreath upon my head. And when the nations behold it, they shall weep, every nation apart. Then shall he command them to enter into the river of fire, while the works of every one of them shall stand before them, each to every man according to his deeds. As for the elect, they have done good, they shall come to me and not see death by the devouring fire. But the unrighteous, the sinners, and the hypocrites shall stand in the depths of darkness. They shall not pass away, and their chastisement is the fire, and the angels bring forward their sins and prepare for them a place where they shall be punished forever, everyone according to his transgression. Uriel, the angel of Elohim, shall bring forth the souls of those sinners, everyone who perished in the flood, and all those who dwelled in all idols, in every molten image, in every object of love, and in pictures, and of those that dwell on all hills and in stones by the wayside, whom men called Elohim. They shall burn with them with an everlasting fire, and after all of them with their dwelling places are destroyed, they shall be punished eternally. Then shall men and women come to the place prepared for them. By their tongues wherewith they have blasphemed the way of righteousness shall they be hung up. There is spread upon them unquenchable fire, that they do not escape. Behold, another place in which there is a pit, great and full. In it are those who have denied righteousness, and angels of punishment chastise them, and they kindle upon them the fire of their torment there. And again, behold, two women, they hung up by their neck and by their hair. They shall cast them into the pit. These are those who plaited their hair not to make them beautiful, but to turn them to fornication. They that might ensnare the souls of men to perdition. And the place of fire. And they shall say to another, we did not know that we should come to everlasting punishment. And the murderers and those who have made common cause with them shall they cast into the fire, in a place full of venomous beasts, and they shall be tormented without rest, feeling their pains, and their worms shall be as many in number as a dark cloud. And the angel Israel shall bring forth the souls of those who have been slain, and they shall behold the torment of those who slew them, and they say to one another, righteousness and judgment is the judgment of Elohim, for we heard, but we did not believe that we should come into this place of eternal judgment. So those of you who have murdered, you will go to this place, and the ones you have murdered who are of good deed get to come and watch you be tormented. Thus, because if they were a bad person, they'd be in their place as well. And nearby this flame shall be a pit, great and very deep, and into it flows from above all manner of torment, foulness, and issue. And women are swallowed up therein, up to their necks, and tormented with a great pain. These are those who have caused their children to be born untimely and have corrupted the work of Elohim they created. Therefore, you know what that means. Yeah. Over against them there shall be another place where their children sit alive and they cry to Elohim. Wow, so you will see your children that you murdered untimely. And lightnings go forth from those children and pierce the eyes of those that for fornication's sake have caused their destruction. So isn't that wonderful? The children that you have destroyed untimely in the end come back and cause great pain to you. That's wonderful. Other men and women shall stand above them naked, and their children stand over against them in a place of delight, and sigh and cry to Elohim because of their parents, saying, These are those who have despised and cursed and transgressed your commandments and delivered us to death. They have cursed the angel that formed us and have hanged us up and withheld us from the light which you have given to all creatures. And the milk of their mothers flowing from their breasts shall be congealed, and it shall come beast devouring flesh, which shall come forth and turn and torment them forever with their men, because they forsook the commandments of Elohim and slew their children. As for their children, they shall be delivered to the angel Telemokas, and those who slew them shall be tormented eternally, for Elohim wills itself. Wow. Okay. It's every time I'm, working like this, lots come over me. I believe it's like attack from the spirits. They don't want this information out. Whew. Okay. Ezrael, the angel of wrath, shall bring men and women the half of their bodies burning and cast them into a place of darkness, even Sheol of men. And the Ruach of wrath shall chastise them with all manner of torment, and a worm that does not sleep shall devour their entrails. And these are the persecutors and betrayers of my righteous ones. So those of you who are going to betray the men of righteousness, of the faith, yeah, you get yours, and it's bad. And beside them there shall be other men and women gnawing their tongues, and they shall torment them with red hot iron and burn their eyes. These are they that slander and doubt of my righteousness. Other men and women whose works were done in deceitfulness shall have their lips cut off, and fire enters into their mouth and entrails. These are the false witnesses who cause the martyrs to die by their lying. So all of you liars that cause men to die, you're going to get yours too. Enjoy. And beside them in a place near at hand upon the stone shall be a pillar of fire, and the pillar is sharper than swords, and there shall be men and women clad in rags and filthy garments, and they shall be cast upon it to suffer the judgment of a torment that does not cease. These are those who trusted in their riches and despised the widows and the women with fatherless children before Elohim. And into another place, hard by, full of filth, they cast men and women up to the knees. These are those who lent money and took usury. And other men and women cast themselves down from a high place and return again and run, and devils drive them. These are the worshippers of idols, and they drive them up to the top of the heights, and they cast themselves down. And thus they do continually and are tormented forever. Wow. These are those who have cut their flesh as Talmudai of a man and the woman that were with them, And these are the men that defile themselves together as woman. Mm. And beside them shall be a brazier, and beneath them shall the angel Ezrael prepare a place of much fire, and the idols of gold and silver, all idols, the work of men's hands, and the semblances and balances of images of cats and lions and creeping things and wild beasts, and the men and women that have prepared the images. Therefore they shall beat each other with rods of fire, and be in chains of fire, and shall be chastised because of their error before the idols, and this is their judgment forever. And beside them shall be other men and women burning in the fire of judgment, and their torment is everlasting. These are they that have forsaken the commandment of Elohim and followed the devils. And there shall be another place very high, and there shall be a furnace and a brazier, wherein shall burn a fire. The fire shall come from one end of the brazier. The men and women whose feet slip shall go rolling down into a place where there is fear. And again, while the fire that is prepared flows, they mount up and fall down again and continue to roll down. Thus shall be tormented forever. These are those who did not honor their father and their mother of their own accord, and withdrew themselves from them. Therefore they shall be chastised eternally. Furthermore, the angel Ezrael shall bring children and maidens to show them those that have tormented they shall be chastised with pains, and being hanged, and with a multitude of wounds which flesh-devouring birds shall inflict upon them. These are those who boast in themselves and trust in their sins. They do not obey their parents, and they neither follow the instruction of their fathers, nor they honor those who are more aged than they. Okay, I gotta stop. It's intense. What I'll do is I'll hold it here, so you'll be able to read it. It's just way, way intense. It's like under heavy attack. Oh man, so there, as you can see, you guys will be able to read it for yourself. Oh man, just too intense. Goodness. And you could pause it and read it. Goodness. is the last one. Yeah, it just got pretty intense. But so what this is this was Peter inquiring to the Messiah about what's to happen in the last days. And it also named the book, he also named who the two witnesses are. And he also speaks of what's going to happen. This is coming from the Messiah. So there you go. Thank you.